I thrifted this floral cotton bedsheet ages ago and finally turned them into a his and hers vacation outfit matching set. You can see how many times I unpicked each of these pieces. Project felt like it was never going to end. These days I've been doing my cutting of my pattern pieces at night because, as you may or may not know, I've gotten into projector sewing. So I need a little bit of darkness so I can see the lines crisp on the ground. So that means tea, comfy clothes, and getting cozy. I wanted to show you my setup here. It's nothing glamorous. You do not need glamour to be able to projector sew. In fact, I have a very budget-friendly setup that you can see in the links. You see the projector I use, the tripod I use, and it's really, really affordable and straightforward. And of course it wouldn't be projector sewing if my doggies didn't come and say hi to me when I had fabric laid out on the ground. Here I'm just laying out the fabric flat and strategically placing where I want these pieces to show. If I was using a solid fabric, it'd be a lot easier to just place and cut, but because I'm trying to pick where the florals will land, I'm being a little bit more strategic and taking a bit more time here. And you can see that I have very professional fabric weights. Just kidding, I'm using candles. Basically, the main thing here is that you do not need to spend a lot of money on tools to make this work. I make it work very affordably, and it works perfectly fine for me. Welcome back to my kitchen sewing studio. It is 5:36 and the sun is still up here, so that's a win. I have already pre-cut my fabric pieces as you saw in my little montage video, and I've picked out some buttons and the interfacing is ready, so I've got all of the pieces here ready. I am going to start with the men's tropical shirt, and then I'm going to do the dress after, so I don't know if I'll make it to the dress tonight. That might be a later project, but I'm certainly going to get through as much of the tropical shirt as I can in the next maybe couple of hours, maybe hour and a half. The idea here with these two pieces to remind you of the tropical shirt pattern that I'm using by Wardrobe by Me. And I found this linen dress pattern on Etsy and I modified it a little bit, so I'll show you some of that when I get to the dress as well. I made it a scoop neck instead of a deep V because I like a scoop neck a little bit better. Had just enough fabric to cut out like a midi dress. So it's not going to be maxi. Maybe we'll do a little like vacation date night in these matching pieces. In the spirit of no fancy setups, I sew in my kitchen if you didn't know that already. It means clearing everything off my island and having a nice big open space to sew. So I just bring out my serger, my sewing machine, and my tools and get at it. I can even grab a snack if I want to. The age-old question of which thread color to use. So I think because the pattern is so bold on this one, I'm going to go a little bit more tame on the thread color. Just going with my trusty taupe. If anyone has any cool podcast recommendations, drop them in the comments. What do you like to listen to when you're working? Do you listen to music? Do you listen to books? Do you listen to podcasts? Do you watch TV? I'm doing a little bit of a lazy approach to the interfacing, and I only interface the collar because I went and checked some of the other dress shirts that I'm kind of like working within the realm of, like what they feel like, what they look like, and a couple of them have structured collars and a couple of them don't, and I think a structured collar is nice, but I don't know if I need the interfacing like along the rest of it because it should be like a flowy tropical shirt. So I might be making a mistake, TBD, wait for the end to see the results and then do as I say, not as I do perhaps. The pattern also, I should say, has a YouTube video follow along, and I love when pattern makers do that. Enough talking, let's dive into putting this men's tropical shirt together, starting with the shoulder seams, and we've already put the pocket on at this point as well. We are going to sew the collar facings together too, so that that's ready to go and attached to the neckline. Actually comes together pretty quickly, but I will tell you, the hiccups that I encountered throughout both of these projects started very early, and you will see the first one in 3, 2, 1. Honestly, I've lost track of how many mistakes I made throughout this project, and it had nothing to do with the pattern. The pattern was fantastic. I was literally following the video, like step for step. Somehow I managed to sew the collar together, though, incorrectly, so that the wrong faces were together. Working on the burrito method for the yoke, and like I can never do this without a tutorial. It seems very magic that you can do this way. Oh god. What is this witch magic? Line these up, and I'm going to sew along here, and it's going to be a magical shirt with a yoke. Now we're unfolding. Whoever created this and did this for the first time, like, wow, I hope they won an award. Let's see. Did she do it? It worked. Get this person an award. That's incredible. Okay, I stayed up late last night and finished the tropical men's shirt. The only two things I have left to do are the buttons and to hand sew the facing to the body. So here's where we're at. It looks really good. The only problem is it's a little bit tight, but overall it's like really nice and it came out beautifully. It's just a little too small, but it might work. I'm going to stop talking now and I'm going to go try to dive into sewing the linen dress. Okay, so I had to take a break from sewing and literally smell the roses. It was around Valentine's Day. I was really disappointed that that shirt didn't fit. I made some lemon loaf, took a breather to watch some Olympics, and decided I need to step away from the shirt for a little bit so I could brainstorm how I could make this work instead of scrapping the entire project, which is what past me would have absolutely done. I got away for the day. We took a long drive. I knit in the car, because why wouldn't you? We drove up to a skating trail, and when I say that this is the most Canadian moment, it is the most Canadian moment. It was so beautiful this day, and I get so caught up in winter and with how dark it is and how cold it is, and it's dreary, and sometimes it really does suck, but there's other days where it's absolutely beautiful, and this day just filled my soul. I got to spend the day skating, being outside in the sun, spending time with my family and my partner. Truly, it was exactly what I needed after a frustrating project. Sometimes when something's not working the way that you want it to, the best thing I can say at this point in my experience is to just take a break, walk away from it, and come back to it with a fresh mind. Also, can we please have a moment for these people feeding the birds? With a full soul and a fresh perspective, I came back and I knew how I could fix this shirt so that it fit properly. I ended up unpicking the side seams and the armpit of both sides of the shirt. This was probably the second or third time I had unpicked this shirt. I cut 2 strips of fabric from a bedsheet that I had that complemented the color. So I ended up stitching in about an extra inch on each side of the bodice, sewed it all back together, and it's honestly barely even noticeable, but I was so proud of myself for figuring this out on my own and making it work. And when my partner tried the shirt back on, it fit perfectly. So solution, check. Success, check. Ugh, the best. It's a new day, and I am going to now dive into the dress that I'm going to sew. Fingers crossed, let's go. I'm starting by laying out the pattern pieces here and trying to figure out the best way to finish the neckline and the armholes of this dress. This dress ends up being more disastrous than anything with the men's tropical shirt. I had to unpick it 1,000,000 times as well. Problem was I didn't know exactly how I wanted to finish it. The pattern I was following was very hard to follow. It was not well written in terms of the instructions, so I really had to ad-lib it anyways. I didn't know if I wanted to do bias binding around the neck or arms, but that to me wasn't going to finish it the way I wanted it to be finished. So what I decided to do was a facing, but it ended up being so tricky to try and figure this out, and I did it kind of on my own, and I've never done that before. So I was, again, very proud of myself that this got sorted, but not without many frustrating mistakes. Nevertheless, we persist and we keep going. And we keep unpicking about 50 more times because I made a lot of other mistakes on how to finish the inside facing hems, whether I serge them or hem them. Was that going to be more bulky? This dress, guys. I thought it was going to be so easy, and like the pattern was super cheap, and I was just like, oh, it's so simple. I've unpicked it all entirely. So because I decided to make a scoop neck instead of a deep V-neck, I realized it's not going to fit over my head. So I measured my head, and now I need to cut out exactly the size that's going to fit my noggin. Because what I was thinking was like, oh, I could make a tie back, but then I need to have had enough seam allowance here to hem the opening, and like it's just, I should have thought of this in a better way before and made adjustments, but I didn't. So we're just going to go as we can here and get done what we can and hope we have a dress we want to wear at the end of it. Yeah, I don't know, just learning, just doing it, just making things. Okay, the bodice of the dress is too tight. I don't know what I'm doing with the sizing on these. I've measured and like it's driving me nuts. Okay, but what I'm thinking I was going to do is put a cream strip down the seams as like sort of a patchwork color block section to make it a little bit wider. But like, wow, this has been quite the project so far. Got herself together and put the patchwork down, and it worked. Just needed to put the pockets on and we were done. The dress, thank goodness. The dress is done and it has pockets and I'm super happy with it. I am so glad I salvaged this. I'm not sure how I did, but I managed to make it wearable. Now all I need to do is put the buttonholes on the men's tropical shirt. And if you've been here for any amount of time, I don't like doing buttonholes, but I am determined with all of the learnings that I've done in this project so far to figure out how to do machine sewn buttonholes on my Husqvarna. I went and dug out the manual for the Husqvarna and like, look at this book. I did see that there was a buttonholes section, and I'm going to teach myself once and for all today how to do buttonholes so that I can get over my fear and just put buttons on everything and not feel so daunted by it, because I've been doing hand stitched buttonholes and I'm over it. I'm just over it. I get so deterred, so let's go learn buttons. I love vintage old things. I switched my presser foot and did some test runs, and not too shabby. All right, I've done a bunch of practice buttons, and I think we're just gonna go for it now. What side does men's shirt button up? It's opposite of ladies. I forget. I have finished the buttonholes and I finished seam ripping the buttonholes, and I'm so excited that I figured this out on this machine. Like, this is a game changer for me because I avoided buttons like the plague, and now I can put buttons on super quick. We are just about finished here. I'm gonna sew the actual buttons on and then we're done this set. My machine actually does have a button setting so that I could sew these buttons on with the machine as well, but I think I'm just too nervous to learn that right now, so I'm gonna do them by hand. These are the buttons I'm using, and they're thrifted. I got this whole bag for like 50 cents. They're just like an off-white button that look really kind of like neutral and nice with this fabric. I really love buttons, and I really love using buttons as a statement piece on a garment that I'm making. Depending on the fabric I'm using and what kind of boldness it has, I would use like a very vibrant or cool button. This fabric is pretty loud and just like has a statement on its own, so I went with a more neutral button, but don't be afraid of getting crazy with your button choice. Oh no, I missed a button. Ta-da! The men's shirt fits and it looks great. I wanted to show you this one first, and then I'll show you my try on and styling after. Somehow we've ended up with two pieces that actually we both really like and will wear on our vacation. So I'm thrilled that they turned out. I thought they were gonna end up in the garbage bin many times. With two pieces that actually we both really like and will wear on our vacation. So I'm thrilled that they turned out. I thought they were gonna end up in the garbage bin many times. It's time to try this on and show you what I made. I am super excited that this fits, for one, bonus. Two, looks pretty good, second bonus. And I just wanted to show you how I would style this on vacation with like a jean denim vest, possibly like a denim shirt, sleeves down or rolled up. You could also tie it up as a little country vibe. I wanted to pair it with a bit more of a neutral kind of cream button up, which looked pretty nice too. I would wear this like this on a cooler night. And of course I wanted to try it with my yellow sweater, and wow, excited. So just to wrap this up, at so many points I thought that these pieces were just not going to make it into our suitcases. And I'm just so happy because I learned so much. And are they perfect? Absolutely not. I just want to say thank you to Wardrobe by Me for sending me the pattern to try out. It was really, really easy to follow, and like, I love the pattern and I will make this again. Everything about this is just a lovely classic tropical shirt. I would just make sure you're measuring and maybe sizing up. If you're unsure, if you're in between sizes, choose the higher size. This linen dress pattern I used, I totally ad-libbed. Like, I modified so much of this. I didn't even have extra fabric to work with, which is why the side panels of both of these are a different fabric. Side note, these are like Kate Spade bed sheets that I thrifted. So as much as these projects felt like they were never going to end, my confidence as a sewist just went up like a few notches. Two outfits that we can wear, two pieces that we can wear on vacation. If you love looking at thrifted things and secondhand things and slow fashion and just hanging out for cozy vlog style videos like this, please subscribe below, because I'm looking to really grow my community here and make sure that I'm not just talking into a void all of the time. And you can stay tuned. This was vacation sewing part 1, which means there's a part 2 coming where I am going to be sewing a set in another bed sheet that I have. And because the bed sheet's not exactly the color that I would love on me, I might try my hand at dyeing it once it's done. Boop, boom. Thank you so much for joining me on this very long, very exhausting, very tedious and frustrating, but then rewarding journey. See you in the next video. Bye.